So then, in that case, do you know the lyrics to the Circle of Life? You knew it was going there, right?
That was
for me. The lyrics are.
I sing when yama baba sitiku when yama. It's about literally. It's about the lion. It's like it's almost telling your dad like yo dad. The lion is right over here. The lion is over there. Gwenyama. That's a lion in our language and all that. So that's the last part. But that's is literally talking about the lion as being there and all that. And I don't per se know everything about it, but like that was one of the main things. And then of course it's Lion King, so clearly it's gonna be about the lion.
About the lion, right?
Yeah.
Interesting, because right after that is an English verse.
Yeah.
Which talks about what you just talked about. So essentially, the song
Yeah.
is the same.
Yes,
it's
it's
the
a
same
rare.
stanza in Zulu, added English. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lalwani Lounge. Today we have with us one of Atlanta's up-and-coming Amapiano DJs, DJ DangerVybz. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing, boss?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially after last night's Amapiano session.
Shenanigans.
The shenanigans, yeah. So
For
how you
real.
been, man? It's been a while.
I've been good, bro. I've been just trying to move up, just like you are and all that. Just enjoying myself. Yeah.
Nice. So, so talk to me about this Amapiano. What is Amapiano? Let's start with that.
I'm a piano. No, I'm playing. It's just a beautiful thing from South Africa. It's one of those musical genres where you can really feel it in your heart and your soul. A lot of it isn't based off of the technicality of what a genre is. It can be whatever. Not I want to say whatever you make it, but it's one of those where like there's non-standardization. You see what I'm saying? It could be the beat hits the same time at the same point of the song each time, or it could be it hits off in random ways. It's a genre meant not to sweat. That's the best thing. Even though we be sweating in Bama Tuesday and Bama Tuesdays, but yeah, it's one of those. Just it's a dope genre for people who really enjoy like music. You see what I'm saying? Even if you don't understand it, it's great.
So is it one of those genres like jazz where you don't follow too many rules? You let all of it be like your expression of what you consider music.
That's that's really where it's at. It's really just the like you said. It's like jazz. It's like it's a lot of freestyling in it, but it's also just a general mood or feeling that's going on, especially with like whoever the producer is. But like, it's one of those where you can really, how would I say, it's representative of the soul of the person at that time. You see what I'm saying? And it translates very well to the whoever's listening to it. Like you seen Bama Tuesdays, people even if they don't know how to actually dance to it, they can feel that they need to dance. They can feel they need to dance in different ways. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those feel good genres.
Okay.
That's the best way to say it, yeah.
So there are a lot of songs around the world that focus more on lyrics for the soul of the song.
Yes.
Does Amapiano do that with the beats and the music, or do lyrics actually matter? Or if you just play an instrumental version of it, you would still feel the soul of the song.
I feel that you would feel the soul of the song if you just listen to the instrumental. Amapiano doesn't. The best way to say it is Amapiano doesn't release it in like there's the instrumental and then there's the vocal version on stuff. It's more just like it's more. You get the full song and then you can just dance to it if you want to. You see what I'm saying? And it's one of those where you like you said, you don't actually have to know what the lyrics are going on. Like most of us, even with Afrobeat, we don't know what the words are saying and all that, but it really just hits you properly, and not in a like I'm trying to feel it type way. It just really it just goes with the feeling of the song. Like it's produced in a way that it's it resonates with you, and then the words on top of it are just the icing on the cake. That's the best way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've noticed like there are a lot of words that are definitely not English.
Definitely.
Would you say is there some tribal influence on it too? Some ancestral languages, some old cultures, customs, traditions. Like,
Yeah. Definitely, it depends on the artist, but there are there's always different like okay, so it comes from South Africa, right? South Africa is not just one tribe that's the dominant. Even if there is a dominance, it's not just only one tribe there. There's Zulu, Xhosa, Venda, Ndebele. There's even I've never heard one of the Afrikaans, but there's even like the Afrikaans people and all that type of stuff. But like it's a white. It's called a Rainbow Nation for a reason. There's many different cultures and peoples coming together and all that, and that's what the union is. That is South Africa. But yeah, there's definitely different languages that come into Amapiano and all that. And sometimes, okay, me personally, I don't speak Ndebele properly. That's my language. I'm Zimbabwean. I'm born and grew up here, but I don't speak Ndebele, which is a offshoot. Not offshoot. It's I would say a dialect of Zulu. I don't speak it properly, so when I hear it, I do hear words when it's in Zulu or even closer because it's a close relative. But sometimes you'd be like, no, I don't know what it's saying, but it hits properly. Even the drums do a bit more of the talking than the actual language of it. Yeah.
So I've heard that instead of modern drums, there are log drums that are used in Amapiano. And I was watching this documentary a while back, and it mentioned something about like how you have bass and then you have drums on top of it in modern music, right?
Yeah.
In Amapiano, it's flipped where the drums become the bass, and then there's like a flavor of a different bass on top of it, so that I don't know. Can you tell me a little more about that?
I can expand on that. So, what it is Amapiano is the bass is more of the melody. That's how I feel it. Like it's more of what's talking to you versus like I would say like house itself personally. House has the bass line that has the kicks and all that type of stuff, and it's going and all that, but you don't listen to them to kind of guide you through the journey of the song. For Amapiano, it's the bass, it's the kicks, it is what makes you punch in the air. You see what I'm saying? Because you're following that. The melody is usually what kind of people will sing to and all that, but like the more important part of Amapiano is the bass line, the kicks. I was saying that the bass line, it's the kicks. It's the log drum, like you said before. That's very important. It's there are in West Africa. There is the talking drums. You hear it a lot in what's it called? Black Panther. You hear the no, it goes down and up and down. Those there you can hear them actually replicate the voice in a way. You see what I'm saying? The voice goes in various ways, and it's not just exact notes. It's in betweens and all that type of stuff. Amapiano can kind of replicate. It's not per se the most in between of notes, but it gives you the thought of a voice. You can hear somebody guiding you through the song. That's the best way to say it. Yeah.
So they're essentially the storytellers of the song
Of
that
the
you're
song,
listening to.
yeah. It's definitely the bass.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How did you get into Amapiano, and how did you start? Because you were born here and not in South Africa, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you had to, I'm guessing, expose yourself to that culture, to Amapiano music, because I don't even know. Like, it's very recent that it became popular, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get into Amapiano?
So piano. Amapiano Janos. I got into it. Okay. The best way to say it was I was watching on YouTube. They have various mixes, right? And of course they come to South Africa and all that. And there was one. It was Cops at the Small, and one of the biggest Amapiano producers, artists, and all that of this time. Still, I remember hearing him on either Mix Mag or a Boiler Room. I'm not sure which one it is because I've tried to look it up and I can't remember what was the specific one. But I heard it and I was like, "This is not house." I'm used to South Africa being house. Which is GQOM. The Q is the click for us. I know South Africa for those two. House was first, of course, and the house been for the longest time, and then was the next one. But then this one, I was like, "What is this?" I was talking to one of my friends. I was like, "This is not house, but this is rocking right now." I don't know exactly what it is. It's going hard right now. And then this was before the pandemic. This was before it was even close to the pandemic. It was like I would say like 2017, 18 in that area is where like I really like I heard it. And then when I started getting into it was just I would say like a year before the pandemic was the when I actually was getting songs from it to play in the clubs, and I was like, "This is my ish right here." And then Zimbabweans got it. South Africa's already on it, of course, is their ish. But Zimbabweans we got it because we're the next country up, right? So it was one of those where like my people, whether Ndebele, which is my tribe, or Shona, which is the dominant tribe of Zimbabwe, were getting with it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start playing in the clubs and all that. So that's really the origin story of me playing Amapiano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you said that well, Zimbabwe is right there, and
Yeah.
you are Zimbabwean, right?
Yes. Zimbabwean and Swati. Yeah.
And Swazi.
Yeah.
But your ancestry goes back to Zulu, correct?
Yeah. Definitely.
Which is South African.
Yes.
Right. So how did that transition happen?
Okay. So it's two sides of my family for that. So the Zimbabwean side, we are from Mzilikazi, the I would say progenitor, as I would say, of the Zulu, the Ndebele tribe in Zimbabwe. So it's funny. There is in the Zulus there was they would do raids on neighboring tribes in order to get cattle, people, that type of thing. So my ancestor, who was Mzilikazi Kumalo, his people, he's one of the generals of the Zulu army, the best known too. Also, his people failed in a raid on a neighboring tribe, right? So the penalty for failing in that is death.
Wow.
So so he was like, it's either death or just leave. And he was like, we out. He was like, we out. So he took the Kumalo dynasty, which is what for the most part came to Zimbabwe and all that, and went northwards, north almost easterly, but like north at least. So we are the Ndebele people of southwestern Zimbabwe, I believe it is. So yeah, that's how that happened on my my mom's side. On my dad's side, it came from the first progenitor of that side. For my last name Zwani on my dad's side, is a man named Dolomba Zwani. He came from Durban, South Africa, on a horse. He rode in on a horse, which is a big thing for us apparently. And he that's how that line started. And his son was the traditional healer to the king. His son was the first black medical doctor of Swaziland, and also the first person. He made his own political group, the Ngwani National Congress, and he was the main opponent to the king, and I think it's the only election that Swaziland has ever had. He was the main opponent to the king and he lost clearly. He was exiled at some point on that. But yeah, so that's how the Zulu culture, and then like the Swazi culture comes through with me and all that. So even my name means my name is Ngosana Ngomo, and it means prince, or most literally chief's son, on that side. And then yeah. Ngomo means cattle or cow, and then Zwani, which is my dad's side, means toe, which is
So
hard to defend.
cow and toe.
Yes.
So do you know why cows have hoofs and not feet?
It's about to happen right now. It's about to happen.
Yeah, because they're lactose.
They're lactose. It's real. It's one of those, like, you know, when you have even just one of those, you open yourself up for like that type of those type of jokes. But like to have both, even me, I heard I don't know, was it camel toe?
Camel toe. You go from cow toe to camel toe.
I know it's a different thing. But I heard that, and when I heard when I combined them in my mind, I was like, this is terrible. This is terrible. But yeah, even like in Zim, I mean, from what I understand, we're not related to those Ngomos, but like, still technically, my last name is on the airport for Bulawayo when you go out there to Zim and all that. So it's just nice to just be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you do have like a click in your language too, right?
Yes.
What is that? Well, what are the... Is there like one click that means something? Because I know you mentioned that it means Q in that GQ you were talking about. But what if, like, are there others as well?
Yeah. There's 3 total in my language. So the Q is the deep one that we would probably think of, like oh. And then the X is more the side of the toe, like hi. And then the is the X, the Q, and the C. So that's that. So to give an example of each one, la amanzi, can I have water? There's also people in South Africa, of course, one of the main groups in South Africa. And then there's that's more like, I can't even think of an example right now. Like literally, me, I'm still learning the language and all that, so I'm trying to get better at that. But there's definitely the Q. I can't think of it right now. The language that we talked about before. I would say the genre that we talked about earlier is definitely the Q and all that.
Oh,
so
interesting. Because I've heard it in like random people making jokes about the click in the language. Especially Russell Peters doing it in 2005.
I know that one. Yeah.
But I never really knew that. Yes, that one.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know that, you know, it's like something that people are making fun of. Is it something that, you know, people still use today?
Yeah.
So is it like a language that's still spoken today?
Yeah.
Or is it like a language that's lost entirely?
Zulu and also, I mean, okay, so there's the Nguni languages. The Nguni languages are it's a family of languages that are grouped together, of course, so they're almost mutually intelligible to a degree, depending on which one it is. So and the Bela people, we came from the Zulu, so that's the one that we understand the most. It's almost literally the same thing. It's almost like somebody saying pop versus soda. They're both in there, but it's just different words that people will use, right? So we have about the same amount. We had the same amount of clicks. The Costa people, their is just way more clicks. If you really wanted to go into the most advanced levels of it, they really there's this. It's what you would think when you seen. I don't know. Do you know the movie The Gods Must Be Crazy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. That's where. I won't even say it's that level, but it's approaching those levels of clickdom. Clickbaits.
It's so funny that you mentioned that movie because that's one of my dad's favorite movies.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I enjoy it too. That's when I was a kid. I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
It's one of my shout out to my dad.
Word.
Right.
That's dope.
So then, do you understand the language? If you don't speak it fluently, but do you understand it?
At this point right now, I can understand a little bit, and it's starting to show more and more as I learn more. It's one of those where like in the beginning it's like your mother telling you that I'm going to hit you. He's like, "Uchaya," when he's like, "Uchaya," you can feel the threat in that, right? And then greetings, of course. But it's getting better as time goes on. That's one of those one of my bucket list things. Like before I die, I want to be able to speak it fluently, because it's one of those things that's like, other than it being, I like knowing what's happening around me, and hearing people, and even I've like learned a good bit of Spanish, a good bit of French, little bit of Japanese. You know what I mean? I enjoy being able to hear people speaking those languages, and actually being able to talk to them in those languages, because those are like, languages like the closest way to the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, other than food and all that, it's really when you can speak to somebody in a way that they natively understand, like in the base form, they can understand it. That really, other than getting you places that you wouldn't usually be able to get to, it really lets you know that you kind of care. It's like, it's not all about me. It's about what you can hear and what you feel. I'm trying to make you feel comfortable too in this conversation, so we can back and forth. Yeah.
Nice. So then, in that case, do you know the lyrics to "The Circle of Life"? you knew it was going there, right?
That was
for me. The lyrics are.
I sing when yama babagita baba sitiku when yama. It's about literally. It's about the lion. It's like, it's almost telling your dad like, yo, dad, the lion is right over here. The lion is over there. Gwenyama, that's a lion in our language and all that. So that's the last part. But that's is literally talking about the lion as being there and all that. And I don't per se know everything about it, but like, that was one of the main things. And then of course it's Lion King, so clearly it's gonna be about the lion.
About the lion, right?
Yeah.
Interesting, because right after that is an English verse.
Yeah.
Which talks about what you just talked about. So essentially the song is the same.
Yes,
it's the same stanza in Zulu added English.
It's the repetition of the song, just in two different languages. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the meaning of the song was right there in the song itself.
Yeah. It wasn't nothing that they were trying to hide. They were like,
okay.
They gotta appeal to English audiences, which is the main language of of it. So yeah.
Okay, makes sense. I was like, well, all right. So then I have a question for you. Since lion has a big cultural importance, why is your name not DJ Mufasa or something? Like, why are you DangerVybz? Like, that's so generic. Do you think if this podcast gets 100 comments that say change your name to DJ Mufasa, would you do it?
Nah, never.
Why not?
So,
or DJ Simba?
Yeah, even then. So my DJ name comes from my time in different genres, I guess is the best way to say it. So let me start with this. Zimbabwe has a lot of dancehall, a lot of reggae. It's one of the so Bob Marley performed in Zimbabwe at independence, and with that there was already reggae in Zimbabwe, but with that, at actual independence, the first, not like an independence party, like it was the first independence and all that, so he performed in that. That's one of those like country unifying moments. It's like, yeah, Bob Marley, when the biggest act in, it sounds bad saying act, but like the artist in reggae, dancehall, not even dancehall, sorry, just reggae. So that was the big thing. So like in my household growing up, we had reggae all the time, every Saturday, especially. There is a reggae station in Atlanta. It's not 91.9. It's 89.3. 89.3 on a Saturday, and it's a Saturday afternoon was was a tradition in my family. This is when we were cleaning up in the house, and my mom had a big sound system. My mom, I just thought about it right now. She had a great sound system in the house. It was downstairs, but I had my own later upstairs, but it was downstairs. You would hear it growing up, and it's time to clean the house, and it even led into, because she would play that station, right, and it would go into soca at some point, which my mom affectionately calls the horse music, because it's a lot of prancing, it's a lot of jumping, it's jump is and then it would go into Latino music, so reggaeton, cumbia, salsa, bachata, merengue, all that type of stuff, right? It would go into that, and then it would go into house later on in the night. So that channel definitely helped me really expand my musical knowledge. And also we have house in South Africa, as you know. Right. So that was a big thing that already automatically spoke to me. So what was the original question?
DangerVybz.
Yeah, DangerVybz. Okay, but DangerVybz came from there was a DJ in Atlanta. He's still there. He's still here. Sorry. He's still here. Danger Marcus is that's one of the most influential. It's not even per se himself as a DJ, but it was him really playing the dance tracks. He played all the dance tracks and dancehall at the time. Like everything was, he would play them, but he will also comment on them, and he would say all the names of the dances. He knew all the names of the dances too, so that was a big thing. So it was like, Nalinga was a big one during my time. Nalinga, those, and then
I know Coupe.
Hey, Coupe. So yeah, that was where I got the danger from, because I was like, I want to model myself off of somebody who can make people dance the whole night and all that, right? And then Vybz Kartel, one of the biggest, I mean, if not the biggest, dancehall artist of our generation. He was the one. He was like, when there was a Gully versus Gaza war, he was Gaza, of course. Gully was Movado. I was like, Kartel all day, but I still love Movado. But like, right. It was one of those. It was like, if there's a war, I'm going to pick the one that I really like the most, and the one who's really lyrically the most capable. Movado was more about the singing. He could get you into like, you would really feel it, but like, there's another side of your brain where the actual words, the lyrics, cut through perfectly, and that's where Kartel came through. So DangerVybz came from that.
Oh, so that's why you won't change your name.
Yeah,
like two people that basically shaped your career.
Yeah, definitely. Even if it's not in the African genres that I usually play right now, it definitely was like, this is where I'm in. This is my entrance point. This is my entry level point, and I'm gonna go with this right here. And also, it was like, I didn't want anyone to pin me down in any specific genre, which, even though it kind of puts you in the dancehall genre, I wanted to put it where it's like I can do anything. That's what the dangerous part comes from. And the vibes is like, vibes. Yeah, it's gonna be music. Exactly.
This is one of my favorite moves in Amapiano, is just the shoulder chuck.
Just going with it.
So whenever I come to Tuesdays at Rocksteady, you and Kosh do the Bamba Tuesday. Like whenever I walk in and the vibes are going on, See that play on words?
See,
right? And I'm just walking in. I come say hi to you and everything, and I'm just like standing and like dancing. I see people looking at me like, he doesn't look like he belongs, but he knows what he's doing, which is the funniest part, because when I walk in, I'm not lit, right? So I'm like noticing people, and I love people watching, right? So I'm like watching people, and I see everybody just like, oh, who's this dude? Whoa, what is he doing here, right? I don't know if you noticed that in Debian Gogo's promo video, I'm in it.
Hey, I saw that.
I'm in it. And I was like, what?
You got to make sure everybody's represented. It's like, look, He be here. That's it.
We got that one guy.
I had no input on that, but that's one of those I can see. It was like, yeah, it makes sense to have, like, it's not just us. You know what I'm saying?
One brown dude.
Yeah.
that shows up.
That shows the diversity, like one, and then we're back to. But yeah.
No wonder. No wonder you guys are nice to me. You're like, this is a diversity right here.
It's never been that we're nice to you because of like.
You know I'm kidding, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it, right? It's just like it's because you came through, bro, and you really just embraced the music and you enjoyed it. Like that's the biggest thing that we have with Obama Tuesday. Just any DJ wants people to enjoy it. It doesn't matter where you come from, where you were raised. Like we just want you to enjoy the music. We like happiness. We like relieving the I want to say the burden of this world, but like we like really, the stress. Like we're here to make you happy. I mean, you definitely enjoy that. Yeah, you just dancing in general and all that. Just the things that you say during the parties. It's been dope to have you.
We're not gonna talk about things that I say. In clubs.
That's a different podcast.
Yes, that's a whole different, a whole different vibe. But yeah, it was. I've been coming to that. I think all the way from the start. So I know JT from Rocksteady for a while before Bamba Tuesday even started, right? It was a Afro-Caribbean place, good food, great drinks, and I was there for dinner one day, and JT walked up to me and he was like, "Hey," and he's half Punjabi, half Haitian, right? So that's why he saw me and he was like, "Well, my other half."
right there, right?
Right. And then he told me about the gallery upstairs. He's like, "Come listen to the music." I think it was a Thursday. And back then Thursday used to be popping. It was like dance Afro beats, like everything from Wizkid to Burna Boy to like freaking Tiva Savage, right?
T.Y. Yeah.
Right?
Fine self. I just want to say that. She's fine. Anyways,
yeah,
continue.
Yeah, I saw her live here in Atlanta.
She's been there.
It was a fun concert. But apart from that, I kept coming to Thursdays, and then he told me one day, "Hey, we're starting this new thing on Tuesdays, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it." And I was like, all right,
straight up.
So I, like, a couple weeks later, I was doing nothing on a Tuesday, and I was like, well, I remember JT told me, let me go check it out. So I go upstairs, and there's house music playing, and I'm like, all right, this is house, right? And then suddenly I hear instruments that I've never heard before, right?
I can see the slow down from there, just like
right. Oh, that started way after that, right? Because I'm still in the house chill mood, right?
Yeah.
And then I hear a flute go on, and I'm like, house music, flute, what? And then I hear a whistle go on, and I'm like, what are you guys doing with house music, right? And then I hear the log drums go on, and then I hear like tribal chants come up, and I'm like, wow, this just got interesting, right? And I was almost done with like when I heard flute and house, and I'm like, well, this doesn't really feel like it goes together, right? But I had a drink in my hand, and I was like, let me just finish this. And then it's a Tuesday, it's a school night. I'm gonna head out soon.
For real.
And then I keep hearing it, and I'm like, another one. I was DJ Khaled. Another one.
Right? So now let's go ahead. Another one.
Right?
Another one.
And then I keep
another one. No, there you go. Go ahead.
Then I keep listening to more music, and then now I'm like, this is interesting, right? A couple of weeks later, I wasn't doing anything on a Tuesday, and I was like, let me go check that place out again to make sure that, it is still like. Was it just one DJ that did that, or is it just something?
It's what I believed it to be.
Right.
Yeah, I believed it to be. Yeah.
So I come in and I'm like waiting. I come there early. I have dinner. I'm like waiting. And this guy walks up to me, and he's like, I haven't seen you before. I was like, yeah, I recently started coming in. He's like, yeah, this is a new thing that we started on Tuesdays and yada, yada, yada. And then he and I talk about his wife, his kids. We're talking about family life. We're talking about South Africa. We're talking about Amapiano, this and that. And like, it's like a 30, 40, maybe an hour conversation, right? It was like a very deep conversation about our life stories. And then he says to me, make sure you stay past midnight. And I was like, why? And he was like, because I go on. And I'm like, who are you again? It's like, my name's DJ Cash.
Yeah.
And I do Mama Tuesdays here. And I was like, what? Right. And that's how I got introduced to DJ Cash, is when we were just like randomly talking outside, like, well, you know, like there's the bar area, there's a bathroom area, there's a backside area.
It is an
area
area
for
the bathroom.
And there's a security guy that stands there. So like literally where the 4-way street is, right over there.
Where the rivers meets, right?
Yeah. That's where you know the Indian met the South African. And that's how me and Cash became friends. And then from that day onwards, actually from the next time onwards, I've never stood at that corner. I've always been right next to the DJ booth. Because then that became a different vibe for me now. Right? And now I was like, now I feel part of the family. I feel part of the community. And then I met like so many people around there. It's an interesting experience now. Like I walk in and I'm very welcomed in that space, which adds to the whole experience of that evening. So shout out to Cash as well.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
JT as well.
Yes, definitely.
So let me tell you a funny story about JT.
Tell me.
Right? So the first time I go there, right? I go there for dinner. I'm eating, Jacob, JT comes up to me, just like any owner of the place would do, right? He'd be like, hey, is everything okay? Are you guys having fun? Yada, yada, yada. Is the food good? He did all of that and he walked away. So I thought he was the general manager, right? But he looked too islandy. Well, like he had dreads, he had this bucket hat, right? And he was dressed like he just wants to go to the beach, right? So he was like in total island vibes, right? Yeah. Because Haiti, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So I talked to him like, hey, you don't look African, right? And this is an Afro-Caribbean place.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it, right? So he tells me like, hey, I own the place, and actually that's not when he told me that. He's like, yeah, I'm half Punjabi, half Haitian, and we talk about
She's a wild, not even wild, but it's just one of those where it's like, okay. Like, I can see,
I wasn't surprised. You know why?
Why?
Because Indians are everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's some in Haiti too.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Right?
True.
So I'm like, okay, that's an interesting mix. So like we were talking about like, did he have struggles growing up because of the duality, right? And we spoke at length about it. It's like, all right, well, and in my head, he's still the general manager or somebody who's like taking care of the floor, right? And that's when he told me, make sure you go upstairs, check it out, yada, yada, yada. I go upstairs, enjoy the music. And then something happens. I'm at the bar, and this guy, I'm going to hope that he was intoxicated.
Okay.
Because he was very obnoxious, right? So I'm just going to blame it on the alcohol for now, right? Just because I don't know him, I don't know his name, I don't know his
song
life,
so
right?
bad.
I know, right? So, but I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? But it got a little heated at the moment. And I was like, I'm not here for this, right?
Altercation.
I'm not in my 20s anymore. I seriously, I'm gonna walk away from this before you say something that you're gonna regret. So I'm just gonna walk away, right? But you have a lovely evening. And I walked away, and he followed me around, and he's like constantly staring at me, this and that, and then JT comes in the middle, and he looks at him. He's like, all right, back off,
like, bruh,
right? And I was like, thank you. Like this is my first time here, and I don't know anybody here, and I didn't want to cause a scene or whatever. So I just, just ignored him. That's what you do with a bully, right? You ignore him. But JT came, he stopped all of that, and then I stayed till close. I went downstairs again to close my tab because I obviously forgot to close my tab.
I had to pay. I gotta pay. Yeah,
I gotta pay, right?
Yeah.
And they had my card.
Yeah.
So I was closing out. I turned around and JT was there. I thanked him like, hey, thank you for neutralizing that situation because it was kind of sort of getting out of hand, and I did not want to be in a situation. I'm here to listen to music, not
That's the biggest part. Like we're all just trying to just enjoy ourselves.
Right,
right,
and not compare dick sizes or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Right. It's like one of those things, right?
Yeah.
No. And that's when I figured out that he owns the place, and I was like, well, so the two people that that you would call actually three, includes you. The people that I've met that are popular in the place are people that I've met not while they were doing what they were doing. So I met Cash when he was
off the
not
ball.
Yeah,
pretty much like yeah.
So I had like genuine conversations with all three of you.
Yeah.
Before I actually saw you do what you actually do.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is interesting because it's like one of those things like you and I did not start communicating because I saw you were the DJ. It was more like we had a good conversation. I was like, you're the DJ.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just go hang out with you because I've had great conversations with you.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
a lot of it we don't remember right now.
It's
but there have been
so
some
much,
fun ones.
Yeah, definitely that we do remember too.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you like me to mention a couple of them?
Hey, look, say what you want to say. That's
One of my favorite ones is so you and I, whenever I come in, you and I always take a shot together, right? That's like tradition now, right?
Yes, it is.
But do you remember where it started? Do you remember where it started?
You had to be specific about
I'll tell you
that.
where it started, right? So, you had just got off your set. Cash had come on. We were all dancing, and there was a set. I don't know why I'm calling them a set of girls, but it was a pair of girls that came up to you and said, "Hey, we enjoyed your set. Can we buy you a shot?" And you were like, "Sure." Right, because you had just got done with your set. You were like, all right, this would be a good transition into civilian lifestyle.
That's it. That's really it.
Right?
Like, being a somewhat normal person. Yeah.
Right. Because then after your set, you're a guest there.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So
I'm on the side.
Right. You're then the side piece.
Yes.
So you walk out with them, and I had just walked in. So you and I exchanged greetings, and then you walked with these two girls, and I was like, this guy, right? You go, you sit down with them at the table, and then you were sitting there for a while. And you did not get your shot.
Yep.
And then I walked up to you, and then I gave you a hard time about what happened to those shots. Huh?
Just be like, all you can do is be like, I'm trying to figure that out too. Like, what's up? Like, what happened with him? Like, you tell me. That's it, right?
and I did see them come back to the table and have shots, but you did not have one. And I told you, how about this? How about you and I go have a real shot?
Yes.
Because you got no shot here.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
You got no shot here.
Literally. Definitely.
And from that day onwards till yesterday.
It's a ritual.
It's a ritual now.
Definitely.
So it's like one of these rituals that we make with people that we meet.
It's like what, we're gonna keep this going. Yeah, definitely.
Especially somebody that can recite like the Lion King.
Yeah, that's one. It's one of those. It's unintentional, and I really, really do value those type of. Not only relationships, but just those type of interactions where it's like, I'm not here trying to get anything from you. You're not trying to get anything from me. It's more just, we're in the same, a part of it is that we're in the same place. We're just enjoying ourselves and all that type of stuff. And then like you say something interesting, I say something interesting. We go back and forth and all that. I really do enjoy those like genuine conversations. And it's not that I'm not like a big DJ or nothing like that. I'm up and coming, like you said in the intro and all that. But it's one of those where you as you go up, you start getting more people who are more just in tune with what you can do for them versus, how we can have fun together and all that type of stuff. And you are definitely one of those people where it was you can never feel that. It was like, no, you're here to have fun. You're here. We met in a natural, organic way, as they like to say, organic way. Yeah, I mean, like, it was always just been cool. Like, you've enjoyed yourself in many different ways. And
that just sounds so bad.
It's the way you look away. You like, oh, okay.
That just sounds so bad.
Yeah, many different ways from Bamba, just in good, positive ways. That type of stuff. Like, you're definitely one of those people where we're always happy to see you, and you see me. It's just a light up. Like, okay, bet, like AJ's here, bet. It's already a good night. It's going to be an even better night. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun.
Definitely.
And I have met a lot of cool people there. One of them is Fred, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah, Fred.
And every time I see him, he has this big shark pendant.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm gonna steal this. I'm gonna steal this.
You said it last night.
I said it last night too.
Yeah.
And I think you said that you won't be able to outrun him.
Yeah,
because he was track and field, and I was like, I was track and field too.
I was like, oh shit. Okay,
and then we were talking, and I was like, I got at least 4 inches on you. So I at least, like my every step. Well, not in a dirty way, but I you know what I'm
funny because that's why I'll let y'all you go ahead and clarify that for yourself.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
like my every step is gonna be 4 inches farther. Than you can get. And if we're running at the same. Like the same leg velocity. I don't know.
No, I understand what you mean.
Then you won't be able to ever catch me, right?
Yeah.
And then he was telling me his entire history of track and field, like how he started with 100 meters, then went up to 200, then 400, and he's like, now I can keep the same pace to like a mile. And then we just bonded on track and field.
I saw it happen, bro. I was watching. I was like, because when you had said that, I was like, I didn't know that part. I didn't know that you were in track and field and all that. So I was like, he is too. Like, I was like, literally, because you said it to the right person. I was like, he is too. Like, that's part of his Instagram profile is the pictures and all that. And then he showed you on his phone. He was like, yo, this is, me and all that. So when that all was happening, I didn't know all the conversations that you just uncovered right now. But when you said it, I was like, yeah, I can see that's exactly what the conversation was. And I was, it's when you're happy that it's not that you put people together, but it's just like that, that people are just, new friendships are growing. Like, even if y'all had a friendship before, now that's a big part of, if anybody who does like a sport, that's a big part of your life. Like, even if you don't do it no more, it's still like you're still in that. Like, you'll talk about it, you'll watch it, later on in life and all that. So for people for track and field, it's not the most common. So, I mean, it's a big thing, but it's not the most common. So, it's not like football, basketball, soccer, and all that. So, yeah. That was great to watch.
Right. Yeah, so it was interesting for me, and which I want to reiterate the fact that that people over there are very welcoming.
Yes.
Is the fact that when I made that joke, like, I was pretty lit when I told him, like, I'm going to steal that shark because it looks cool. He could have just brushed it off.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And he was like, try me. Right? It's so it's like one of those things where it's
you
like,
some fun with it. Yeah.
Yes, so he understood my energy, like, yo, I'm being playful.
And your humor.
Right?
Yeah,
and he got it. Like, the first time I said it, he was like, try me. Right? And I was like, all right, this is the kind of guys I want to talk to.
This is the type of shit I'm looking for, right?
Right. And then that's where we started talking about it. And if you ask Fred, this is a running joke between us for the last 6 months. For the last 6 months, it's just... Yeah. And yesterday is when I found out that he does track and field. Imagine that. Imagine there's a 6-month old joke that we've been just back and forth, right?
That's born new fruit.
Right? Yeah. And it just happens so organically.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that, like, at this point, just taking this one example, he stands on the other side. Right?
Yeah.
He stands where...
Literally the opposite side.
Literally the opposite side, right?
It's less than a few feet from where the DJ is playing, but it literally is the opposite side.
Right.
And go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I just look at him, we smile, and I just point at this, right? And I point at his pendant, and he's laughs.
We connected again,
and we
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely. And we meet after weeks, right? And we don't even need words to be like,
communicate, right? Like, yeah. I see
So
you
this, like me touching like my chest, is literally what's up.
Yeah.
Right. And
yeah.
it's a
That's
personal
beautiful.
what's up.
Yeah.
So we already know like there's this
Yeah.
connection between us, and that's how
Mm-hmm.
most of my friendships are at Bamba.
Yeah.
Like you and I have a tradition of taking shots.
Yes, definitely.
Cash and me have a tradition of him putting me on the spot.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right? And, I think Mills also comes and like does one move with me.
Yeah.
That's also one of those things. Like he would get up on one of the tables,
Yes,
look
yes.
at me, and
you know what to do. Like
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So that's one of
Yeah.
those things. I am so happy you taught me. Well, yeah.
Yeah. That's
So the move to that, and yeah, that was crazy. People
When
now
you
look
do
at me
it-
like, where'd you learn that?
you know it like that's the look of people like who don't understand that you've been initiated already. Like like oh you know it? Okay wow like that also helps with the whole. I won't say drama. The whole mystique of Bamba Tuesdays is that it's not per se only a black thing or anything like that, but it's definitely just like a whoever who feels it knows it type way. Like Bob Marley said, know that like it's one of those like you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. Like you enjoy it, you understood, you remembered the moves because you could easily get it that night and then just forget it afterwards. But you remember the moves, but yeah. It's like he's in here. He's here to enjoy himself, and dances are definitely a big way just of enjoying yourself. Like the physical movement with the actual auditory, signals and all that type of shit. Like is real because because it's not just you that gets it. When everybody knows the same shit, it's a communal thing. It's like we're all in it together doing the same thing, and then like we're all having fun, and it's fun even if you don't get it all the way. Like there's. The what's it called dance that they're doing? I can't remember what Cash is, but it's the one with the little eyes wiping thing and all that. I don't get that every time, but like I've gotten better. It's 3 moves and I can't remember all of them, but like yeah.
I do have like a good understanding of the moves now.
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
can do the Davido unavailable.
Yeah, you get that. I mean,
Right. Because Kash always plays the
Yeah.
Davido.
You have
and
to.
Davido also shows up to Bamba Tuesdays.
Yes.
Which is he also showed up on my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling
it
one
was
of-
planned.
It was
planned.
Of course it was. Of course it was. Davido came to my
Planned.
birthday.
Yes, definitely.
But
Synchronized.
right. But I nowadays. So firstly, just like you said, like languages for you is a way of you communicating with people and bringing them closer. For me, that's dance. Right.
Okay.
So like if I'm doing the dance with you, like that's me and you communicating.
Yes,
Right.
definitely.
That's
Yes.
how me and Mills always communicate. We
Yeah.
don't actually have a conversation.
Mills, I would say this. Mills is the dance king of it. Like, Cash knows them, and he's better than me at them to a degree. I know a lot of them and all that, but Mills is the one that if you want to know what it's supposed to look like, he's the one. He's the one. He gets that shit every time. And then, like you said, I'm sorry, standing on the little pillars and all that type of stuff, and then dancing and all that. Is you and Mills. Y'all the two who do it.
I think I do it better.
You
than
you
him.
are number one. He is number 2. But those even if you see in the videos when we had TNC, we had 2 Bunnies, we had DBN Gogo, we had different peoples, and he is the common denominator amongst all those videos. Is him in the background just jigging, just going with it, just jiving. Like that's one of the happiest additions we've had to Bamba. And I mean, he's really the only like straight addition. He is the one where it's like, yes, bro. Like even he's younger than me and Cash by a good bit. So he brings that same that young energy with it too. So it's really just nice just to see that he has the same maybe not the exact same bonds with you, but like the bonds with the people in general and all that. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
There's this other guy that I was mentioning earlier, he wears a hat backwards, and he always has a whistle in his mouth. I think he is amazing as well when it comes to like creating the vibe. I think he and Mills also get along very well.
Yes.
And he like always like both of them always like just clear the floor. We got this. This one's our moves, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And there's another guy, Senti.
Yes. Senti. Yeah.
Like I always see him with a big ass fan.
Big ass fan. Rah. Rah. That's all you get. Rah. And that's when you know you're doing a good fucking job. Like you hear the rah. Rah. Everybody's moving with the music and all that, but then you hear that rah, and you be like, yeah, I'm
and
doing
he goes
it.
on the beat, right?
Yeah,
he goes on the beat. He knows exactly like when to do what to do.
Doing it on time. Yes,
right.
definitely.
Like okay, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Sometimes I go say hi to him when I'm too hot, just because then he starts his fan. Did you just knock that over?
I think I did. But I brought it back. I got it. We're good. Where's the
bone one is there? Yes.
There we go. The bone. There we go. I know these ones.
Push it a little further.
Yeah. I see what's happening. I got you. It's the other one, and then this is the one that's.
One is Voldemort. One is Dumbledore.
Yeah. But then it became Voldemort's too. Yeah, I mean it was Voldemort's too in between that technically, but he didn't really,
no, it was not technically because he killed Snape.
Yes, that's true. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's like he possessed it, but he didn't. He wasn't the master of it.
Right.
It was different. Yeah. But anyways, we'll go back to Senti fans. It is one of those where it's like I can see girls doing that too because it was like. It's cool over here. You know what I mean? Like,
I think he does it better. Like, I've seen a lot of girls have fans and, like, the battery-operated fans and all of that. But I think he does it the best.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's got such good control over that fan.
Yeah.
He controls people with that fan. I have seen him control people.
With it, he definitely... It's one of those, like, Sati, let me just tell you, like, even from the beginning, it was just, again, him and Fred, I feel like are a pair almost. And they came through in the most organic ways. Where I was like, we should give them some Bamba branded fans or something, because I was like, these people like they came through, and they really like that adds to the dimensions that is Bamba is like the gra, and then there's the drumming too that happens with my bro Olu. That's one of the dimensions to it. It's one of those where you're just happy that people are coming through, even like from the beginning. Like in the beginning when it was like, in the beginning it was small. It wasn't like small, but it was small, and it grew after months and different events and different people coming through and all that type of shit. I would tell you that Cash has the star power to really bring people. Like, Little Kim was at one of the parties. Little Kim. Little, I'm not little. Little Kim was at one of the parties. And I was like, wow, bro. Michael J. White. He did, what's it called? Black Dynamite. Martial artist, black actor, and all that type of shit. He was there and all that. It's just wow, just seeing, like, the people that we've been able to bring and just attract to Bamba and all that. But even just like the regulars, it's been a great experience. Like even if there was nobody else, the regulars is really, it's a party with them, just by themselves. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So the easiest way I feel to find who are the OGs and the regulars is like, when Cash goes, let's call on to our ancestors. This is for our ancestors and everything. And then he plays a song. Whoever knows the moves to it.
Yeah.
That's how I know, like, okay, these are regulars. These are new people.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's easier to know, like, oh, this is the community that has been built. And, like, everybody... Like, it's like, if you know, right? It's like one of those things. And at this point, if anybody asks me anything, I'm just like, I'm from Trinidad now. I'm like officially Trinidadian.
No, some Trini.
I even helped, like, somebody actually even helped me understand, like, pronounce certain things the way they would pronounce in Trinidad. So firstly, I'm Trini, not Trinidadian. So I'm Trini.
Yeah, if you're Trinidadian, I'm like, no,
you're not.
Nobody ever says that. Yeah, from what I know, yeah.
And where in Trinidad? I am from San Fernando, also called Sando.
That's definitely deeper than I've ever like for Trinidad. You know, like I've never I've had classes that have delved into Trinidad and all that. I did Trinidad and Tobago and Brazil. The carnivals that in there, that was dope. I made an A in that class. That's why when I go to soca events, people know. But then, as you know, that's like calypso and all that. That's when you start to learn about those and the soca monarch and all those type of real cultural things. That's where you really get into that. But yeah. As in terms of actual cities and villages and all that, I'm not that person. For Trinidad, Jamaica, you can talk about the Mandeville. We can talk about all different places. But yeah, Trinidad, I haven't dealt. So it's funny just to hear that actual places in Trinidad and all that, and then I'm sure Tobago too.
Right.
Yeah, the Twin Islands.
It's part of my cover story now.
Yeah.
Well, I got tired of answering questions like, "Yo, what are you doing here?"
The funny thing is too, if you were there, like we were talking about before, like if you were there, it would be natural. It's not like you'd be like, "Oh, who is this?" You would fit definitely in, and that's what I was trying to say about what's it called? I was talking to you yesterday about South Africa. And I was like, if we was to walk down the street, it would look totally natural because there's so like again. The biggest community of Indians outside of India is in South Africa, which is wild. It's wild, bro. It's wild. Yeah. No, it's not even that it's everywhere. The part that y'all are everywhere means a big thing because y'all. Okay, I said before the diasporas. Chinese is first, Indian is second, and this is when I last saw it, but. Chinese first, Indian second, Nigerian third. So for such a big diaspora, for the second part to be in Cape Town, not Cape Town, but South Africa is wild. It's wild. That means it's you're ubiquitous. You're in there. You're in like if you were to ever see any person like they're here like.
So then should I start saying I'm South African and from Cape Town?
If you want to, you can talk to some people from like especially Cape Town. That especially Durban. There we go, Durban. If you were to talk to them, you would be able to like glean a lot of different places that can make you feel naturalized. You see what I'm saying?
So Durban is where Zulus are from too, right?
KwaZulu Natal, yes.
So in that case, so if I am from Durban in my cover story, then I am kind of related to Zulu. And then I could go by Mufasa. Like I don't need you to go by Mufasa. I can be Mufasa.
Said, I can be the Mufasa. I ain't gonna worry about it. Nah, it's not that. So with that, it's like it is a big thing to be like, look, I'm from Durban and all that. Especially you born and grew and all that. That's definitely I feel like it's a talking point just in general, especially as any person that is from a place that you wouldn't really honestly think that type of person is from, that type quotation marks a person is from, that shit is I feel like it's dope. Like there's, like I said, there's Africans from England and all that type of shit, right? That sets them apart. There's Africans from America, like that sets us apart. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. Like so, like Indians, I'm sure y'all worldwide again.
Yeah, so we're the real Mr. Worldwide.
Oh, bro, let me tell you. Even like I had a friend, Ashwin Seshadri, from okay, I'll say it this way. So I had a Maymester class. It was in communications. I think it was communication 101 on one of those. The base where you learn about
A for apple, B for ball.
What? It's more like you learn about what's it called, propaganda and all that type of stuff and all that, right? So that's why. So I remember we already gone through like roll call and all that type of stuff, but then there was we were just talking about some stuff, and then like someone answered, and we heard a clear Australian accent, and we were like, who the fuck is that? And then we were looking, and it was for a second we were like, we're looking for a white guy, of course, and we're like, nah, we don't see any over there. Then we see Ashwin Seshadri over there, Seshadri over there, and he was talking. We're like, what? And he was like, yeah, I'm Indian from there. And we were like, this is wild, bro. We were just like, that's the nice thing about college. It's like, it's not always just the local, which the local can like really give you what is it called, exposure to different cultures and all that, but it's kind of just based on like who moved and actually full on lived in the area and all that. With colleges, is like who's trying to get his education, and that's different. It's way more diverse of a crowd and all that. So when that happened, we're like, wow, this is wild. So seeing that was like when you really like start seeing like it's a different world out here than you probably grew up with. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And traveling does, expose you to all of these,
Yes.
diversities.
Mm-hmm.
And then we realized that there's a lot of unity in that diversity.
Yes,
Right?
Definitely.
I took a trip last year to St. Thomas, right?
Okay, all right.
I'm trying to
West Indies.
I'm trying to cover all the Caribbean islands.
Yeah,
It's like one of those
that's
things-
what's happening.
I love the
Trinidad
islands, right?
And Guyana and all that. Yeah.
Right. Gotta hear some chutney music, but
Ooh.
well,
Chutney soca.
I was in St. Thomas because it's still U.S. Virgin Islands, right?
Yes.
I was like, I'm just gonna go there. I want to check out
VI and his, you know how they do it. Yeah.
Yes. And I wanted to check out a new island last year. I went around my birthday.
Is this where you had all the dope ass pictures from? Like as of the recent?
I have a lot of dope ass pictures.
I know, but like I was like, it's like poolside pictures, and just you being,
No, that's Atlanta.
eye candy to women and all that.
No. I've never been eye candy to women. I'm
Lies.com.
No. So all those pictures were taken when I was by myself. They're all taken on my
Did you
tripod.
post the shit? Like, we'll put this right here, and then cool.
You see how many tripods we have in this room,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
one of
that's a lot.
this
That's a lot.
is in my travel bag, and it travels with me. It's my plus one. So it's usually when nobody's around, because it takes me about 100 shots to get one shot
Okay.
that I like.
Okay.
So it takes a while.
Yeah,
It takes a while. So I cannot have people around. So I'm definitely no eye candy to nobody
He said,
ever.
Ever. Hey, look.
Okay. This happens usually at 7 a.m. when everybody's asleep. I'm just like
This is the one.
Trying to-
This is the one
trying
right
to smile.
Oh, you doing that? Oh, okay. This is when you actually get in the shot, like.
Yeah, something like that. So
Yeah.
I was in St. Thomas, and I was just exploring the place. I talked to some locals, like where to get local food. Like I don't want to go to Michelin star restaurants. I want to go to local. Tell me where the street food is.
Yeah,
Tell me
definitely.
where
Yeah.
the festivals are.
The
Tell
mom
me
and
where
pop,
what you do
stores
on
are,
a
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you want to go out on a weekend, where would you go out,
Yeah.
right? So I spoke to cab drivers. I spoke to local people that I met just walking around,
Yeah.
right? One of the icebreakers I always use, and it always works, right? Is you see two people trying to click each other's pictures,
Yeah.
and then you go up to them and you say, "Hey, would you like me to click a picture of both of you together?" And most likely the answer is yes.
Yeah,
and they will
definitely.
say, "Thank you."
And they've been waiting.
Right? They've been waiting, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody travels with a tripod like me, right?
Straight.
So I click a picture with them, and then we start talking, and then they're like, "Hey, do you want me to click a picture of you?" And then yes, and then that's how the conversation continues,
Yeah.
like because they're traveling, I'm traveling, and
The
that's
supreme
one thing.
Icebreaker. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I go to, I forget the name. It starts with R. There's like a spot like Red something, which is a good nightlife spot in St. Thomas. On my way back, I see and I was trying to crash early, so it was like 11 p.m. or something, right? So I see this one Indian lady trying to take a picture of like 7, 8 Indians, and I was like, maybe they're traveling, right? So let me help them out.
Yeah.
So I told the lady, like, hey, if you want to go in the picture, go ahead. I'll take a picture.
Yeah, I got you.
So I click the picture, and then I give the phone back. They say thank you, and then we have this conversation, and they start talking about like they ask me like where I'm from and what am I doing here and why am I traveling solo, all of that stuff, right? And we have a conversation, and then they end up being from the same part of India in terms of lineage as I am. Like they were Sindhis, I'm Sindhi too.
Okay.
And that's like the specific caste within Hindus.
Yeah.
Right?
That's dope.
And we communicated, and there were like 8 people, and they all grew up in St. Thomas. And they were like, we have a huge Indian community here.
Yeah.
So one of the guys that owns a jewelry store there, well, most jewelry stores in St. Thomas, which is known for diamond mining, are owned by Indians. His name is Raj, and he was like, yo, get in my car. I'll take you around. So 11 p.m., I get into a stranger's car, and he takes me to various places in St. Thomas. Then we end up at 2 a.m. at his own bar. So he has a bar in downtown St. Thomas, right? And then we talk, and he and I connect so well, right? And it's funny how you come across people that have this duality in their cultures, right? And it just clicks like in any part of the world, which
definitely.
for me is one of those experiences that I have at Bamba.
That's gotta be just dope for you, just in general. 'Cause you said it's in St. Thomas. Like, I mean, you said there's a specific. You said it's the what was it? Cindy, coach. It's a ethnic group. Okay, cool. So the Cindy ethnic group, it's got to be dope because I'm sure it's far more West right than like my own ethnic group and all that. So it's got to be like dope to be like to go to any country and be like, there's probably somebody here who's like from that same culture, and they, you know, Africans, Asians, Latinos, anything like, you know, if it's somebody, especially if you're like, if it's rare to find someone else that's from our group, we're gonna show you a good time. That's the thing, is like, hey, look, Bert, you go, when you leave here, you will know that it's a fun ass time out here, and we're gonna you know, represent for our peoples and all that stuff. So it must be nice, like, especially like you more than anybody, like, you gotta be. I'm the thing is, I don't even know how. Okay, so we'll go with number wise. You said Cindy. I apologize.
It's a cast under Hindu.
Okay, good. So how you said it's under Hindu. So is it ethnic group wise? How in population? How big are you? Because we are the second. We're the second.
Very low.
Very low. Okay, so it's like when it's that specific. It's like it's wild that you're even from my group. That's one of those where it's like,
right.
Yeah.
It's just like finding diamond in the rough.
Yes.
And that diamond is selling diamonds to other people.
When you said the jewelry store, I was like, yeah. That sounds like, yeah, that's dope. It's really, it is nice. Like, even like, okay, for me, when I go to like Dallas, when I go to Indianapolis, when I go to DC, you know, that when I have my own peoples, okay. Because me, I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm Debele, so we are the second biggest group in Zimbabwe. But Shonas, who are the biggest group, is the biggest group, and it's big by a lot. So it's one of those where it's like we're second, and then there's everybody else like Kalangas and all that type of stuff. But it's interesting to be like when you find a Zimbabwean, like. That's why, like, South Africa is like, how would I say, it's the country that we were from and all that before Zimbabwe and all that. But for us to be the minority and all that, it's special to find people amongst ourselves like that. Like, you be like, okay, cool, we can speak Zulu because it's the same thing as all that. But like when you really be in it and just be like, yeah, this is where it's a small group and we're still everywhere. Yeah, I mean that's gotta be great, bro. It's gotta be great.
Interesting. So,
Mm-hmm.
as in your career as a DJ,
Mm-hmm.
right? What is like
We
apart
ain't even
from
talked about that. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
but that's the whole point,
Yeah.
right? Like
Mhm.
people have already seen your social media. People know
Mhm.
you were a DJ. People,
Yeah.
know
Definitely.
that side of you. People know you
Mhm.
behind your equipment.
Yeah, but behind the ones
Yeah,
and
this
twos.
is me trying to get to know
Yeah.
you on this other side,
Yeah.
right?
A human level.
Yes,
To
on a
point,
human
yeah.
level,
Yeah.
because you're civilian now.
Yeah. Yes.
You're common people.
That's what's happening right now. Yeah.
Right.
The superpowers are taken away from me when
I
there's
know.
no. Yeah.
They are with me now. I'm just kidding. How the tables have turned.
Wow.
You-
Yeah.
Did you
Full
get
circle
it?
moment.
Did you get it?
I got it.
How-
That's what
how
the
the
full
tables
circle.
have
Yeah,
turned?
I got it.
I mean, a DJ
Again,
joke. Come on.
Full circle moment. Yes.
What I wanted to know, like,
Mm-hmm.
in your entire career as a DJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apart from your understanding of music, your understanding and your growth in that aspect
Mm-hmm.
of your music journey, right? How has this impacted your personal life in terms of like, because when you start playing, all eyes are on you, right? And you are the center of attention along with your music, right? And how has your experience been when it comes to like, okay, now I'm done with my set, I'm gonna take a deep breath, and then interact with the people that just heard me. How has that experience been for you?
It's it has its own duality. If I did a good job, it's always positive. It's always like, yeah. People, the first thing is like, you did great. Da, 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 it's like that. And it's it's a positive. It's definitely a confidence boost, and it's also like the point, like I said before, the point of me DJing and just not DJing in my apartment or anything like that, just to myself, is that I want to make people happy too. You know what I mean? Like other people happy. So that's always great to just have that happen. Like, you did a great job. And when they, sometimes you can tell when people are faking it, but like you can tell when it's a genuine, like, you did great, but like this and then when they start naming off songs and like the way you transition in between there, you be like, and it's not that the specificality of what you can point out that I did good was the point that made, how I'll say it, it doesn't make it more plausible. Sorry, that's my phone. That you can point out the good points that I did. You could be just in general, it felt good. It was an overall good thing. You know what I mean? So that's cool. But when it's bad, you be like, nobody. It's not that it's not that nobody wants to talk to you, but it's a different conversation. It's more you like, how did I do? That no one volunteers the information up front and all that. Is just like, how did I do? And then sometimes you do bad. You get your book bag, you get your laptop and all that. You just walk out right after you finish. You don't even ask nobody how you did. But impacting my life is definitely been like one of those, when you're the DJ and you do good. I mean, just in general, you're the man. But like, even if you do bad, you're just the man. But like, when you do well and people enjoy, you see everybody's hands up. You see people reacting to what you play. Is people just moving in general, just jigging, because people they don't just move to anything. Like, you will notice that as a DJ, especially in the beginning DJ, they don't just move to anything. They move to the stuff. One, a big part is that they know, and two, stuff that's groovy. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff that like makes you actually bop. It makes you groove. It makes you actually like, really just enjoy the night and all that type of stuff. So it's becoming a civilian after being the man for a second. It's cool. It's, for me at this point, it's been really great because I do good. You know what I mean? Like, I most probably do good, and at the very least, at the end, I did great. That is one of those. That's, even if you even if you do bad most of the set, or just do standard the most set, you know how to end out your set. Mine right now is it's the Caribbean / piano crossover. So I will play it's Taliban's, but it's a Amapiano remix of the Taliban's. That shit goes hard. People singing this da 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 da. You hear that and you cut out the music so that you can hear everybody sing that part, and then you hit them with the drift. Oh, I don't know if this thing is. It didn't fall. Okay, it didn't
Not
fall.
yet.
Oh yeah. But when I fuck up in the drift, that just even the beginning part is good enough to get people. I tease it in the beginning. I mean, when you can it's a certain tone to his voice and all that. You can hear that his song is about to come on. So those being Amapiano remixes are so great, and I would like to talk about remixes later on. But like, yeah, it usually really works out very well after if this is different. But like, if you're trying to talk to a girl, I don't be doing that. But like, when you do well, it's much easier. It's much easier. I promise you, it's much easier and all that. But like, that's a different side of DJing.
Right.
That's the non-technical side of DJing. Yeah.
So, if there is one thing you can pinpoint, like this is my biggest learning in my DJ journey. It could be Amapiano related. It could be, when you started off, all the way from when you first started your DJ school till today. What do you think is one of your biggest learnings?
Play what the people like. And it's not just play specifically what they know, which is different. Play what they like, because a lot of DJs, we get in our head of like, we like this and people should like this because we like this. That doesn't translate to crowds. When you're in front of a huge crowd that's not moving, you will feel the fire of they're not liking this. That's one of the worst feelings you can ever have. And you will literally, like I said, if it goes bad, you just get your shit and you just leave. Mm-hmm. You're not trying to even see them people. You're not trying to see them at all because you failed to get them moving. And sometimes it's for different reasons. Like, sometimes you're just not matched well for a crowd. Like, I won't give any specific examples, but there's been times where it's like, I do Amapiano, Afrobeat, and all that type of stuff. Why are you putting me into a strictly like hip hop crowd, or even like, let's just go with a hip hop crowd. It's like they're not going to like this, and I don't want to. I will. Okay, so let's say with the Amapiano and it's a hip hop crowd, I will put in those remixes that I have and all that, because I was scared. I was like, no, this is not one. Let me go with this these remixes, because they're the ones that they will know and all that type of stuff. But at that point, you be like, they want to hear hip hop, and at this point in my career, not that I don't want to play hip hop, because I do a lot, but I won't know the most current. That's the best way. So I don't want to be out here playing some yesteryear joints where it's like people aren't feeling it and all that. That shit sucks. They're looking at you like, this old ass. I remember one time somebody said that. Somebody said, I was at it's a restaurant / lounge, and they had a crowd over there, and I saw it was mostly hip hop and fans and all that. And then I remember hearing somebody from far away say, yeah, he's playing his old ass shit. I was like, oh my God, that shit hurt my heart so bad. I was like, oh, especially because I used to be really, really good with hip hop, but like it hasn't been hitting me as the same as it was in the past. So I was just like, oh shit, they know, they know.
They know.
But yeah, that's
nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On that note, would you like to land this plane? Let's land it.
Plan e landile. Yeah.
Lovely.
I'm in for
It was amazing having you, and thank you for coming and spending this great time with me.
Yes.
It was lovely knowing you on a deeper level.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
And I'm gonna give you a lot of shit about a lot of things.
I'm
Next
here
time
for
I
it.
see you, next Tuesday.
We're here
Next
for
Tuesday
it.
and Rocksteady.
We're here for the good and the bad.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for coming, and
problem.
I'm definitely gonna have you here again.
Yeah, I'm
All
here
right.
for that. Yeah,
All right,
there's
thanks,
much more
man.
to talk about. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Cheers.